Alright, hey guys, I know this was supposed to be my urban exploring channel, but I thought I'd include a few of my heritage cameras and just do a few walkthroughs and stuff like that, because a lot of people who are interested in photography and urban exploration are also quite interested in these heritage cameras, of which I own quite a few. To be honest, but today we're going to be looking solely at the Nikon F2. Okay, so I'll do a quick run through of what we've got. On the top left we've got the Nikon SH2 quick charger. Just below that, the little gold box, we've got the AS1 flash coupler. Got 3 lenses there. The big one is the 80-200 f4.5 to f32. The one that's just above that to the right is the 50mm f1.4, and just below that I've got the 28mm, I think it's F32, let's have a look, F3.5. Just below those we've got the Nikon power winder for the F2, which is the Nikon MD-2 and the MB-1 battery pack, which is coupled on the bottom there. Obviously then we've got the F2 body and the DE-2 meter prism head, and just to the right of that we've got the Nikon SB5 Flash gun. Okay guys, let's take a look at the F2 body itself before we move any further. Okay, so off to the left we have the rewind knob and the hot shoe. In the centre we have the focusing screen. Off to the right, the shutter speed dial, the shutter release, the advanced knob and the frame indicator. Okay, so we'll just take a close look at the shutter speed dial now. As you can see in the centre, I don't know how much I can't get the camera to focus any better than that. As you can see in the centre there's a small indicator with a line pointing horizontally. That's your shutter indicator, which tells you whether the shutter is cocked and ready or whether it's been fired. When it's horizontal like this, it means that the shutter is advanced and ready to fire. As I fire the shutter, I'll just move the shutter back into the centre so I can. Fire the shutter, and now the indicator is telling me that the shutter has been fired and needs to be advanced before I can take another frame. So I advance the shutter, you can see the indicator moves back into the horizontal position. The shutter release itself has 3 options. You can have the shutter in the lock position, in the centre for normal firing, and off to the left for time shooting, which you would usually use with a cable release. Move it back into the centre without the cable release to bring the shutter back up. Okay, so let's take a look at the front of the camera. Here we've got the depth of field preview button, which we just press in. You can see the lever here moves down. That would operate the stop on the apertures on the lens, and would stop down the lens to the aperture that you've got set on the lens. We can also lift the mirror up by pressing in the depth of field preview button and just moving this lever. It brings up the mirror nicely there, and again press it back in and push it back down to bring the mirror back down. We've also got the self timer here. And the lens release button. On the bottom of the camera we have the release catch for the rear door, which will open the door. I've actually had the catch changed pardon me, to be used with the Motordrive, so I usually have a Motordrive on to open the door, but usually there would be a catch that would just open and allow you to twist. Got the tripod mount. Here we've got the battery cover. Inside there goes 2 LR44 batteries to power the Prism. This camera body is fully mechanical though, so you don't need batteries to operate it. That's just for the meter. got the film release here, which releases the film to allow you to wind it back in, and this is the coupling for the Motordrive. This is a non-standard back that I have again. It's got this grip on here and these connections for the MD-2 power winder. Okay guys, so now we've had a look at the Nikon F2 body, it's time for us to have a look at the prism. So the prism that I use on my F2 is the DE-2 Prism. This is basically a slightly more modernised and advanced version of the DP1. The DP1 Prism and the DP2 optically are very similar. However, this DP2 Prism uses a red LED light up system inside rather than the DP1, which uses the traditional needle meter system. This was in fact the first prism Nikon released to use red LEDs. Okay, so let's fit the prism to the camera. This might be a little bit awkward with me sort of leaning over a tripod, but basically it's nice and simple to put on. All we have to do is line up the prism with the body, which is easier said than done at this angle. Okay, so it's lined up now, and all we've got to do is push firmly down on the prism, and the prism is now attached. So when the prism is attached to the F2 body like this, the F2 becomes the F2S Photomic model. You also get a readout on the top of the meter here as well. You can see the plus arrow and the minus arrow. If you're underexposed, this side will light up, and if you're overexposed, the left hand side will light up, and you get that identically displayed inside here too. On top of the prism you've got your ASA dial, which is ISO, it's known as ISO these days. So obviously if you put ISO 200 film into the camera, you'd simply, it's already, you know, already set there, but you just line the red arrow up on the dial with the ISO film that you've put in, so that it matches on this top dial. To switch the prism on, you put the advance lever so that this red dot here is showing. So it's important when you're using the F2, the F2S, to make sure that when it's out of use or in the bag stowed away, that you have the advance lever pushed firmly inwards, otherwise you're going to drain your battery. Again, I think I mentioned on the body, two LR44 batteries going here to power this prism. Okay guys, so we've got our prism fitted now to our F2. We've got the back on, we've got the prism on. Now we need to fit a lens to the camera, and I'm going to put my pre-AI Nikon 50mm f1.4 onto the camera for now. That's an important thing when you're lining these cameras to put on. Always make sure that your lens is set to the white. I'm not sure if you can see it there. It's the white one in the middle, F5.6 on this lens. I think it is on most. Just make sure that dot's lined up with the white number in the centre. So that way, when you put the lens on to the camera, it connects with the pin there, so that you meter into your camera, and then you can push it all the way around. And this little window here, I don't think you can see it on the video, but that'll display your largest aperture, which is f1.4 on this lens. Okay, so we've got our lens attached, we've got our prism attached, the body in the back. So all we need to do now is put some film into this camera, and then we're ready to shoot. Okay, I'll demonstrate loading the film once I've got this MD-2 Motordrive and MB1 battery pack, which are both connected. That's the MD-2, that's the MB1, fitted to the camera. Okay, just a quick run through the controls on the back then. Here we've got our rewind lever. Obviously flicking that catch releases the rear door on the camera. We've got our self timer button here. This red light will just light up when you're shooting, and obviously we've got the serial number and the make there. This is our speed dial. So as you can see there, we can shoot right up to 1/25 of a second with the mirror locked up. I can't quite remember the shutter speed that this will go up to at the top of my head, but it's bloody quick. I'll add that in the description. This lever here just resets the once it's refocused, this lever here just resets this frame counter here, and on the side we've got the battery check. I haven't got any batteries in here at the minute, but you just press that button and obviously the dial will show you whereabouts you are on battery life. Okay, so the MB1, which powers the MD-2 Motordrive, takes 10 AA batteries which fit in here. 5, the other side's identical, but you get 5 in these little modules which are coded MS1. So you get a pair of MS1s and both take 5 AA batteries. They just simply fit back in here. That closes back up, that flicks back down, and then you're ready to go. Okay, so let's fit the MD2 and the MB1 to the F2 camera. Okay, again, it could be a little bit awkward having to lean over the camera and that, but basically it just fits together like so, with this here fitting into what would be the tripod mount, and then you just I'm not sure if yeah, I've got him. So that's the MB1 battery grip and the MD2 power winder now fitted to the camera. So if we're going to put some film in here now, flick this up across, the rear door's open, and then it's the same as any other 35mm camera. Cassette in here and drag the film across into here. Okay, so just a quick look at the SB5 Flash gun before we couple it up to the camera. The SB5 was probably the most powerful flash available at the time. It was being used by the press. Struggling to focus, but this on the side here is the remote sensor module. This would actually come separate to the flash, or you could buy it with the flash. It just screws into the side here, or you could have it sat on the hot shoe of the F2 body using the flash unit coupler. Your batteries can go in here, just screw off, and we just slot down there. Again, this take a lot of batteries. However, the SH2 quick charger, which you can just see out of focus, it's in focus now, just there, would charge this up nicely for you. Rather than you having to replace the batteries, every time you want to shoot. Sadly, the ones that I bought were corroded, so I need a new battery pack, but I do have everything else for this flash, as you can see. Okay, so this is where it's going to get a little bit awkward again, but basically I might end up getting in frame myself here, but basically the SB5 fits onto the bottom of the MB1, and again where the tripod mount would be, it just screws in into here. And that's now one unit. So obviously we need to couple this wire onto the camera, so that just screws into here. Okay, and then we've also got the AS1, which we don't actually need to put on this, but I'll just put it on anyway just to demonstrate. It's still bagged, didn't realise I still had it bagged up. And he just slides over the top of the, still in frame, yeah, over the top of the hot shoe. It's the wrong way around. Like this. And then you spin that round, and then obviously I think this I've definitely seen this module mounted on here, but I don't know if I need a mount to go on top of this mount for this, but obviously your standard flash gun would fit onto here. No, I do need something else to make it fit on top of there, but I've seen pictures of them just sort of resting up on there like that. Just push him back in there so we don't lose him. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is basically how we put together the Nikon F2 AS with the SB5 Flash gun and the AS1 coupler. So if this had batteries in, it'd be ready to go. Okay, so last thing to show you guys is this bag which my F2 came with. These are quite rare these days. It's the FB-15 quick carry case. So I've taken the SB5 off the F2 for now, although I could probably fit it in here with the F2, it's not designed for that. But just so you can see here, and it's still got the Nikon silica bag in there. But the F2 AS camera actually quite nicely, with the power winder on, slots into here like so. And then maybe, I'm not sure, I haven't tried this yet, but we can, yeah, maybe, I'm not sure actually. Well, we can fit him in on the side, but he's not designed for that, but we probably could get the SB5 in there too. But you've got plenty of room in the bag for the rest of your kit. But I just wanted to, you know, you could get some more lenses and stuff in there. I do have the sticky compartments as well that come with the bag originally. So you could obviously make a, you know, a slot in here and whatnot. So you could make some, you know, well, you get the gist of it anyway. You can get all your lenses and kit in there. But the F2 in the AS setup fits quite nicely in there. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, ready to go shooting. On a final note as well, we've got the SH2 quick charger, which is the charger for the SB5. Now I mentioned earlier, or at least I think I did anyway, that the battery pack for my SB5 has become corroded, so, sadly. I've cleaned out the flash gun and I stripped down the corroded package, and it is, you know, the flash gun's fully operational. I just need to rebuild the package, get some new rechargeable batteries back in the cage, rewire it up, and that's ready to go. So the corrosion wasn't too big an issue, but I did get this camera off eBay, and I think it spent about 75% of its life boxed up in the FB-15 carry case that I've just shown you, just sort of packed away, out of sight, sadly. So obviously, while it's been sat there, the acid's leaked out and corroded it a bit, but it's nothing that I couldn't fix, fortunately. And sort of as a result of that. I got the whole kit for 250 quid, so you know, massive baggers. I mean, the FB-15 on its own, I've seen some of them sell for £250 before, so you know, I got an F2 and SB5 and other assorted accessories for basically £50 extra, and it's all cleaned up nicely. So anyway, just a quick look at this, because again, I wouldn't say these are rare, but you certainly don't see many of them kicking about these days. But this is the SH2 quick charger for the SB5 kit. So your batteries obviously just slot into here. Yeah, thought it might interest you guys anyway. I've got the instruction kit for it, albeit in I'm going to say Japanese. I'm not even sure if that is Japanese, to be honest, but there you go anyway. So thanks for watching, guys. That's the first camera review that I've done on this channel. Hopefully I'll do a few more and get some more urban exploration videos to you soon as well, because I've been slacking, to be honest, so hopefully I'll have a few more on shortly.